Okay, so this is on page 17. This is the B-6 video part 2. And if you turn to page 3, you will see the formula that we're going to use. And here's just a summary of page 3, because page 3 has like information on how we arrive at these formulas. But this formula, this limit formula here, our answer to this using this formula will be a number. And this will give the slope of the tangent line at a single point. This formula will give you a function, and that function will give you the slope of the tangent line at any point. Okay, so we're going to use, so we're about to use this formula here. Okay, so we're going to do A, and this should be B, I guess, but we'll do A and E. All right, this one we will leave off for now, but you could do that on your own if you'd like. Okay, so use a limit to find f prime of x. And next video, guys, you're going to have a very fast formula that allows you to find these f prime of x in one move. But for now, we're going to use a limit. And, okay, so part A. Let me just write down the formula. So f prime of x is equal to the limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Okay. And for this first one here, right, so part A, maybe I'll just do this like off to the side. So f of x is x squared. So this function takes anything, any input, and it squares it. So it's going to do the same thing if we put the binomial x plus h in instead of x. Okay, so if you want, you could just do this like little aside. Okay, so what we end up getting here is the limit as h approaches 0 of x plus h squared minus x squared over h. Okay, now guys, one way of handling this now is to expand this binomial squared and combine like terms and then see what happens from there. But another way of looking at it is that we have a difference of two squares here. So this is of the form a squared minus b squared. So if you can identify that we've got a difference of two squares here, and then you use the difference of two squares factoring formula, that is going to save you a lot of time. So let me move over here. So limit as h approaches 0. All right, now in the top, I'm going to have a plus b times a minus b. So this is x plus h plus x plus h minus x. Okay, all over h. And really, guys, I'm going to do a little kind of a sloppy move here because you didn't even really need those parentheses. So this ends up being x plus h plus x plus h minus x. Okay, now in the next line, I'm going to combine like terms. Okay, so this one just ends up being h. These x's are gonna cancel. I'll put that out front. And then this one here is 2x plus h all over h. Okay. Now, can this cancel? Yes, and that's what we want to happen. The h is to cancel because we can't plug 0 into the denominator. And remember, your very last limit has to include the simplest possible form of what is inside of it. So I need to write that as my last limit. And now I can plug 0 in for h. So this is equal to You don't have to show the 2x plus 0 is just equal to 2x. Okay. All right, now the next one I wanted to do because that's going to involve a difference of cubes, which we'll kind of handle similarly. And alrighty, so this is E. And I'll write the formula down, although you don't really have to do that. As h approaches 0. Okay, now I'm off to the side. And this part is optional, but I'll just figure out, okay, so f of x is 2x cubed. They gave that to me. And what this function does is it takes whatever the input is and it cubes it and then multiplies it by 2. Okay, so instead of an x being the input, we want the binomial x plus h. Okay, so this is equal to the limit as h approaches 0 to minus 2x cubed. Okay, and then I look at this and I see that I don't have like straight away a difference of cubes because of the 2. A 2 is not a perfect cube. But if I factor the 2 out, then I will have a difference of cubes. Okay, this is going to get a little tight. So I'm going to write small. All right, so this is 2. All right, then I'll do brackets. All over h. Okay. Yes, and now inside here we have a difference of cubes. So this is of the form a cubed minus b cubed. Okay, so I'm going to factor it using the difference of cubes formula. Okay, taking out a 2. All right, then we'll have h on the bottom. Okay, so it goes a minus b. All right, so that's a minus b right there. And then times a squared. So same, opposite, always positive. So that's a squared, and then this is going to be ab. So b is x and a is x plus h. So I'll put that in front. And then at the end, we do b squared. Okay, so just like that. And then you could see what's happening here is that these x's are canceling. So just so I can save myself some writing, guys, let me just like cross this off nicely, and then I'll just put an h there. So that whole thing is just h. So these h's are going to cancel, which is exactly what we want to happen. So this is the limit as h approaches 0. All right, so what do I have left on the top? I've got 2, and then I've got all over nothing, my bad. Okay, so I guess I'll put a 1. I don't know. Yeah, you don't need any of that. Okay, now can we plug in h? Yes. So now I'm switching out h with 0 so I can drop the limit. So this is 2 times, and then I'll just go slow here. So this is, you don't have to go as slow as I'm going, but let me just show. the 0. Okay, and this ends up being 2 times x squared plus x squared plus x squared. This is 2 times 3x squared. This is 6x squared. Okay,